in your journey, how did you discover what worked best for you, and how would you describe what works best for you in terms of your diet now?
Yeah, I love that you hit home on the whole like raw vegan thing. For example, I was raw vegan. So I tried, everything. I was, vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan, raw vegan for like a year and a half straight, just out of pure challenge, which also was the most interesting time of my life because it forced me to get really, really creative in the kitchen, which is kind of where my love of recipe development and creation happened, which is what, you see now on Nutrition Stripped as part of our recipe section. So that's really interesting. But it was a little step by step, so I kind of did, I put myself through a program that I would hypothetically put one of my clients on. So I did a formal food elimination. I took it really slow and I just journaled and really touched base with myself of like, okay, how's my skin clearing up? Is it or is it not? But for me, like, for example, I started with dairy just because I have a family history of a lot of dairy intolerances. So I was like, this will be, easy to start with. It's also top 8 food allergen. It's kind of the one that we kind of first test out anyway. And within the first couple of days, I had just a phenomenal digestion compared to what I thought was good or what I thought was normal. Same with my skin. That cleared up, my energy levels increased. And so I further just started to test that out. And with that whole process of first kind of eliminating which foods didn't work for me, I also was increasing a lot of plant-based foods because it kind of went hand in hand for me. Because like I said earlier, I was experimenting a little bit with more integrative functional nutrition and learning about other cultures' diets and things that were just whole foods based and not like the low fat this and the high fiber that, like everything from a box, package, or wrapper. I was really experimenting a lot with cooking. And so I think that naturally lent itself into eating more plant-based. So that, as a long-winded answer, that's kind of what helped me find that route to, okay, this is working for me or this isn't. Yeah. And I've been plant-based now for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have, some different definitions for plant-based as well.
Okay. Well, let's get to that in a minute. In terms of being a dietitian, which is a unique spin on studying diet, because a lot of it's based on the clinical application of nutrition, and then having a nutritionist sort of background, and then 10 years plant-based and experimenting with all these diets. What are some of the key things that you've learned about the power of plants and how important they are for people to have as a mainstay of people's diets?
Yeah, I think you boil it down to especially the standard American diet, and really worldwide. There's so many processed foods, and I feel like number one, we've kind of lost that innate connection just to our food. Like, where's our food coming from? Not to get so philosophical on everybody, but it's really important just to be like, hey, where is this fruit or vegetable grown? Or if you do eat animal proteins, like, do you understand where it's coming from? And do you know that farmer? So I think connection to our food is really important, but also plant-based living really and plant-based nutrition is so powerful because those nutrients are meant for us. Like, those are the nutrients our bodies are meant to thrive on. And also digest and absorb. And so I think it's just a natural state of being, to be honest.